This is the story of how one sitcom became one of the best-loved and most watched shows of all time.
Champs-Élysées.
And created the most beloved Christmas specials in TV history.
When I hear those stories about how much pleasure it's given a lot of people...
Oh, Bain Marie, Bain Marie.
It gives me a great reward.
1, 2, 3...
Yes, tonight, in the company of the great Del Boy himself.
Potpourri, potpourri!
We're celebrating the greatest moments of the fabulous festive episodes
Our coach is just blown up.
of Only Fools and Horses.
Which way to Holland?
With cast,
Is it Derek?
Raquel.
Everyone, everywhere had watched it.
crew,
It was a bloody nightmare.
and famous fans.
It's just brilliant.
What an episode.
Leave without you, tart.
It's timeless. It's just perfect.
Who thinks of that?
We're celebrating the Trotters,
There is this extraordinary bond between the two of them.
What's that dirty-looking thing?
revelling in the greatest scenes.
That is your uncle, Rodney.
I couldn't stop laughing because it was so funny.
Along with rarely seen moments.
These white mice did not turn into horses.
Really.
There was nothing to touch it.
And hearing backstage secrets.
It wasn't a trick because it was actually done.
We took all night doing it.
And Sir David Jason will share which one of all the fabulous Christmas moments is his favourite of all.
It really is difficult to choose.
So prepare to have your ribs tickled
I fought for free speech.
Shut up.
as we celebrate Christmas with the Trotters.
Oh, and Merry Christmas.
Yeah. And a partridge up your pear tree and all, you salty old git.
When it came to the Christmas specials, we all had a great time making it. It was fun.
Throughout the 1980s and 90s, Christmas wasn't Christmas without turkey, tinsel, and an annual trip to Peckham for a festive feast of marvellous moments.
Sorry.
The Only Fools and Horses Christmas special was required viewing.
Not only was Fools and Horses Christmas special the highlight of Christmas for me, but it was for the whole family.
I think everyone in the country, after the Queen's speech, that's what they all did. They watched the Christmas special of Only Fools and Horses.
You know what I said to him the night that we came up with the scheme?
This time next year we'll be millionaires.
I said, this time next year we'll be millionaires.
It was like a Christmas present.
1981 was a year of firsts. March saw the first London Marathon. In July, Prince Charles married his first wife. And in what would be a far longer-lasting love affair, on the 28th of December, the nation got the first Only Fools and Horses festive special, Christmas Crackers.
Oh, Bain Marie, Bain Marie.
That episode, it's got a lot in it that captures why Only Fools and Horses was so brilliant.
That very first one was amazing because he had the electric knife. We had the identical electric knife that Mrs. P would use on Christmas.
I must get a plug put on this thing, Rodney.
After watching that show, the funnest thing we would do is unplug her.
What we get in that first Christmas special is some classic Only Fools and Horses moments and really sums up that family dynamic. Grandad, he looks after the home. That's the idea. He's going to cook meals for everyone, but he's not very good at it.
Not bad. Not bad, Grandad. Slightly underdone, maybe.
Slightly underdone. I reckon a kiss of life would revive that territory.
It's just a breathtaking piece of writing because although Del is the comedy star, Rodney has these little moments of genius.
These moments of genius were almost unseen. The BBC only asked for a festive helping of Only Fools just 6 weeks before Christmas.
Bless him, John Sullivan was under a lot of pressure. It wasn't really enough time to do it for Christmas. We should have asked him months before. And so we're all sitting there, like 2 weeks before Christmas, going, What are we doing the show? They said, yeah, we're doing. Where's the script? We haven't got a script yet.
Filmed just a week before transmission.
What they do is they take the giblets out, put it in a plastic bag, and they put it back inside the turkey, don't they?
Do they?
Yeah.
The final show was far more fabulous than Grandad's foul feast.
You took the bag out, didn't you?
I didn't know it was in there, Bill.
Oh, my God.
Because we all knew each other and because we just loved the show so much, we all just knuckled down and got on with it and enjoyed it.
The Only Fools and Horses Christmas episodes have become iconic. But here's a moment from a 1982 BBC comedy special that may be less familiar.
Silly old. Here, Rodney, chuck that away, will you? Look, you could have quite easily have made some fresh, couldn't you? I meant hot even long pie.
This 6-minute sketch called Christmas Trees is also known as the Lost Episode, as it's seldom been broadcast for 40 years.
Isn't that beautiful? That is raise the chassé, as they say in Dieppe.
Even as a lifelong fan, I hadn't seen that Christmas tree sketch in the market, but it's timeless.
You do not have to struggle with it like you do the old forest-type Christmas tree, because this tree falls down.
It's all about Del Boy trying to sell some slightly dodgy Christmas trees.
You've got no ethics. You don't even know what ethics are, do you? Yeah. Ethics? They make model aeroplanes, don't they?
It's incredible underlying jokes that go with it together. I just loved it.
The first 2 series of Only Fools and Horses saw viewing figures of around 8 million. A hit by today's standard, but not so impressive in the early 80s.
Series 2 of Only Fools and Horses was not that successful, and John Sullivan was really downcast about it. But it was repeated in the summer of that year, and suddenly it was huge in the ratings.
Which meant that 1983 marked a milestone, a coveted Christmas Day slot for Thicker Than Water, where we met a ghost of 18 Christmases past.
Reg, this is Rodney. Rodney, I'd like you to meet your dad.
The way that John had written him was what can I say, wasn't really a very pleasant sort of character.
Del Boy, good to see you, son. Pour yourself a drink.
Del Boy's patently angry that his father's turned up. You can see the anger that he feels about being deserted by their father.
He's back now.
What, after 18 years, did his watch stop? Stone me, Rodney, we see more of Ailey's Comet than we do him.
It made me angry watching this because, the frustration that Del Boy has trying to explain to Rodney, look, you don't understand, this man just went away.
One of the Only Fools and Horses themes, I think, over the years was for Del to say something funny in a really sad moment or an emotional moment, in the way that a lot of us do, which I think is what gives it that genius.
Do you know, once when I was a kid, I was doing my homework and I asked him what a cubic foot was. He said he didn't know, but he tried to have a week off work with it.
And, of course, that just was typical of John Sullivan. He made a wonderful piece of comedy out of a piece of tragedy, if you like.
You can have humour, you can have good acting, but if you haven't got heart, you haven't really got a programme. And I think what this programme has is heart and kindness.
Qualities this episode had in spades. As Del Boy sent his dad away, he did it with both heart and kindness.
You can see the heart of Del Boy, and he's not going to let him go with nothing. So you know what Del Boy is. And it's just the most beautiful moment.
10 million tuned in to watch the first and only appearance of Reg Trotter, and the last for Grandad. Leonard Pearce died as filming began on Series 4.
We all loved the show so much, and we loved working together, that suddenly to hear that Leonard had passed
See ya.
Yes. See you, Grandad.
was a terrible shock for all of us. We had to stop filming and we didn't know quite what was going to happen.
Coming up,
Which way to Holland?
the Christmas specials get more elaborate.
It was the most expensive joke ever to have been perpetrated.